Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to review quarter four, full year 2020 Tesla earnings and just give it a good rundown, look at all the financials, the charts, and just the future expectations and just how well they're performing and just seeing the trends going forward. And so, yeah, we've highlighted some stuff to look at already. So, just basically operating cash flow minus capex is 2.8 billion for 2020, and they've had a 4.9 billion dollar increase in their cash and cash equivalents in quarter four, and now they're all the way up, sitting at 19.5 billion dollars, which that's just an insane war chest for the future. And their free cash flow for quarter four was 1.9 billion. And then profitability wise, they made a GAAP net income of 721 million and 2.5 non-GAAP net income in 2020 and a 270 million non-GAAP net income in quarter four. And they were going at a 5.4% operating margin in Q4, which is lower than normal, I think, but lots of that comes down to the stock-based compensation for Elon Musk and due to performance, obviously, of the stock, and also they're doing a lot of price cuts, which they can obviously do with their profitability being amazing. And operations, they did produce and deliver 500,000 vehicles in 2020, which is super exciting to see, and honestly excited for the future and the years to come of Tesla. And they've got updated Model S and X launching, or launched in January 2021, and that's just super awesome, updating some of those older models and just pushing it through to the customer base. So in Berlin and Austin, they remain on track to start vehicle production this year with structural batteries leveraging in-house battery cells. So it's amazing to know that they're on track with their factories and knowing that they will be able to start production this year for those newer vehicles and battery cells. So looking at the financials, you can look at it ins and outs and do your speculation, your inferring off of everything, and you can see that the margins have dropped throughout, and that is due to the stock-based compensation mainly, I think. And you can see that their regulatory credits are still coming in. But I think the main thing to see is that the cash and cash equivalents has grown to be an insane number, and I think the growth on this is really important for Tesla and its future, as if a great opportunity comes, they can fully take advantage of that with $20 billion. Like the Tesla factories basically are costing $1 billion and then bringing in $2.5 billion every year in revenue, roughly. And that's an insane return on investment just as it stands. Like 250% return a year is insane, but like I think McDonald's franchises back in the day used to be like a 25% return on investment per year, so it'd take you 4 years, whereas Tesla's gigafactories are just insane, and they've got $20 billion sitting there waiting for the best opportunity, and it's going to be amazing to see what they deal with it, really. And it's just the same here, comparing quarters and then comparing full years, and you can see the year-on-year growth, just insane numbers, 50%, 200%, 50%, 50%, 50%, 44, 60, 60, 160, 134, and it's just insane. And you can see the year-on-year growth of the certain numbers, and it's just insane. And you can see here that the total revenue grew 46% year-on-year on quarter four, and it goes into the ins and outs of everything here, and the CEO award and the stock-based compensation, and stuff like that. One thing that I was super stoked to see was the solar and the solar storage increasing by an insane amount. I think it's like 60%. So they're upwards of 86 megawatts here and 1600 storage megawatt per hour capacity there. And that's just an important number there because it's just such a big change from here. Whereas these numbers are kind of just your steady trend as you would expect. So vehicle capacity is another interesting one, knowing that they barely hit that 500,000 mark with factory shutdowns, and knowing that they are currently at 1.05 million. So that's based on the assumption of 24 hours, 7 days a week, so no downtime, maintenance, service, change of models and vehicles and stuff like that. But they also do have Berlin and Texas coming along, possibly finishing before 2022 comes around, which will bring maybe an extra tens of thousand vehicles. And then there's the Semi, Roadster, and Future Product. And the TBD is maybe an India factory or just another China one, or they got huge potential everywhere. And another interesting stat that Stephen Mark Ryan from Solving the Money Problem pointed out was that the global market share of Tesla vehicles by region increasing, but it doesn't say electric vehicles, it just says vehicles. So this is comparing it to the whole car market, I think, which is awesome to see. Of course, all the shorts are saying that their market share is decreasing when clearly it is not. That's just another awesome thing to see. Like, there's just positive after positive after positive here, and that's really what you want to see. And this is another important one, basically comparing Tesla Model S versus highest range non-Tesla EV. And it's basically just saying that Tesla was the best here, Tesla was the best here by even more, and Tesla is the best here by even more. And that's just basically saying that Tesla is ahead, and they're getting more and more ahead, and that's what most of the YouTube guys that have been watching for about 2 years have been saying, and that's what I've been believing, and that's where I've been putting my money. And here it just says the stat there, which we all know is flipping insane for like a 5-seater, 5,000 pound sedan compared to like $100,000, hundreds of thousands or $1 million cars that are not built for families or just going to work and back. It's quite insane to see, really. And yeah, so back onto that energy. For the first time, the battery deployment surpassed 3 gigawatt hour in a single year, which is 83% compared to the previous year. So even though these numbers are pretty negligible to the main business currently, it's about the trend. Seeing that growth go from nothing to timesing it by like 10 there, and then by 3 there, and then another boom, boom, boom. If you just like extrapolate that out to the future, you'll be going up, like just insane to see where this solar could go. And Elon Musk himself in the past has said that solar and batteries and housing, stuff like that, can be a big part of the business. I can't remember the exact number. It might have been 20% of the business, as big as the automotive business or something. But either way, this is just something kind of in the background, bringing in high margin income. And so here, this is kind of the future expectations, and this is where like you see the confidence in Elon Musk's word really coming into play. So we are planning to grow our manufacturing capacity as quickly as possible. Over a multi-year horizon, we expect to achieve 50% average annual growth in vehicle deliveries. In some years, we may grow faster, which we expect to be the case in 2021. And I believe he said also 2022 in the earnings call as well. So this is a way to basically not give the analysts anything to jump on, like we're expecting 900,000 cars or 800,000 or a million. They're just giving the average 50%, because there'll be ups and downs depending on when the factories are finished. That's a big part of the vehicle deliveries per year. And they're basically just saying average 50%, we're hitting that. In the next 2 years, it's going to be bigger than that, obviously due to those factories and other things like that. And another thing, they're basically just saying continuing to reach industry leading levels, which is basically just flexing on the competition. And again, Gigafactory Berlin and Gigafactory Texas remain on track to start deliveries from each location in 2021. And the Tesla Semi deliveries will also begin in 2021. So this is just insane. Can't wait to see. And we'll head on to the photos and charts. And this stuff's just beautiful, really. Like, look at that. I think the steering wheel is going to be an interesting take. There's been a lot of just speculation, negative bits on it. And it's kind of weird because it does look like an airplane, like everyone's been saying. And Elon's been tweeting about that. The Roadster is kind of like a rocket in a way. Can't tell if he's being metaphorical or if he's actually going to put some wee boosters on the back. It's hard to know really with him. But the computer here on the front is a very powerful computer, and the Witcher 3 on the front there is basically saying this can run a high-speed game, and it's rumored to be almost as powerful or as powerful as a PS5, which is insane putting that just in a car, just casually. And same here in the back, adding this and a wireless charging bit here. And this is basically them just implying that automated driving, selfless driving they're getting there. Like, they're putting in the entertainment systems to be powerful enough for you to do something when you're not driving. And this will be another part of their revenue, bringing in gaming, media, movies, stuff like that. And that's just going to be the bigger part of their cars in the future as well. And then it's just showing you the exterior changes, which I'm not very, kind of observant of. I don't follow the visual aspects too much. I just focus on the performance. And also, if you're an engineer, I guess you can nerd out on the inner factory images here with the stamping, the casting, and the body shop and stuff like that. I find it more just amazing how tightly compact you can have such an insanely complex system. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to understand how you can just do that. It's quite impressive. Same with the General Assembly. And the factory just being absolutely monstrously massive. And this is about 250,000 here with the Model 3 and 250,000 here with the Model Y. And I think there's rumoured to be auctions on all the surrounding land to increase this factory to be upwards of 1 million. And then we've got Gigafactory Berlin here coming in with insane photos here. Like, the inside is basically ready to start putting machines in. And like, honestly, it's insane to see the progress and then the comparison of 3 months ago. Also, all the drone footage that's been shown around has been absolutely stunning. So here we will look at the unaudited key metrics and basically just see the trend of positivity, really. So vehicle deliveries have been absolutely smashing it in the quarters, and it'll be just beautiful seeing 2021 added to the masses. And cash flow has been another really, really awesome one to see, absolutely growing, and net income being all over the show as well. And then vehicle deliveries and units, year on year, quarter on quarter, actually, trailing 12 months is just absolutely smashing land. That's cumulative, and same here. It's just, and then net income as well. And just seeing those trends and where they're heading, you can just really see where the future's going with this. And then financial statements, we won't go too much into, as there's just so much to look at, and I believe you can do that in your own time and come up with your own valuations or expectations in certain areas. But we're mainly just looking at the visuals and the stated numbers and just the main numbers there. And yeah, that's been Q4 full year 2020 for Tesla. I'm excited for 2021 with the Cybertruck, Tesla Semi, Berlin, Texas, and just general Wall Street bets, Wall Street politics, billionaires in general, really. So it's going to be an interesting year for not only Tesla, but the general world. And this has been What's Investing. Happy investing. Good luck out there, and hold the line.